Alright, so now that we have the hood propped up properly, we're going to go ahead and look to see where the mass airflow sensor would be located. Now, this is a 4-cylinder, but it's front-wheel drive, so the engine is turned sideways. All the pulleys are on the side here instead of facing the front. So let's look on both sides. There's nothing here but pulleys. On this side, I see the throttle body, which is electric, so that means a mass airflow sensor must be this way. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect this little piece of plastic right here. There's no screw or pole bolt pin. It's missing a couple of small pieces. There's some zip ties, but we're just going to move this plastic out of the way here. So your battery is located underneath. I don't feel that we need to disconnect the battery, even though I harp on that a lot. We're going to pull this piece of plastic up, and it's zip tied to this piece of plastic, which is also broken. So you're going to have to take the punches out of here and one out of here. They're probably just plastic plugs, and it should come up without bringing your side panel piece up. But I'm going to leave this one like it is because it's a college student, and she just needs to get back and forth to school and work. So as we're going down the airline here to go to where the airbox is, the mass airflow sensor is right here. Now sometimes it's a complete round piece. You have to buy the piece with the sensor built in, but this one has a screw here and a screw here, and it's attached by the wiring harness here. So we're gonna go ahead and unclip this. And it looks like this is just a regular Phillips head, and this is just a regular Phillips head. Once we detach, we're going to take these two screws out. We're going to pull this up. We're going to match it up with the one that we got on our account before we install it. Just because it looks the same on the outside doesn't mean it has the same number of pins and everything else on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one out for you, and then we're going to go ahead and match it up and put the new one right in. Okay, so let's look at the old one. Now this normally is the piece that goes bad. This little thing gets all dirty, gets hot and cold, and goes bad. But let's compare this to the new sensor now. So just because you made it this far, I got a little joke for you. Okay, so we have to make sure that the pins are correct first. So if it looks the same down here, it doesn't mean it'll connect into our wiring harness the same. All right, now that we have both sensors out, we need to make sure that the pins are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It actually has 5 pins, not just spaces. It actually has 5. The hole is the same, but if you'll notice, this one is a little shorter and thicker wire. This one's a little longer and thinner. So is that manufacturer, or did they improve it over the years? You know, this is OEM from Mazda. This is a Denso aftermarket. So as long as the sensor works, it works. So now I'm just gonna throw it back in. Now, when you put these screws in, you're only going to put them in hand tight. This is a plastic sensor going into plastic. You don't want to strip this stuff out, or then you'll have to buy another top of your air box. As well, you want to, when you put the sensor in like I did, you want to give it a little tug. Don't be crazy and try to rip it out. Just give it a little tug. If it's not latched in, it'll slide right off again. Now that the sensor is in, we're going to go ahead and start the car, drive it around the block, and see if it makes a difference. Now that we did the mass airflow, it's connected to the air box. So I want to make sure that there's no excess dirt or anything wrong with the filter, and make sure that there's even a filter here, because sometimes people will throw the filter out and they don't have a couple bucks. They won't even put a filter in here, and then immediately dirt is going to come through the system and clog up the filter again. So there's just a bunch of these little snaps. We're going to snap one down here. This one's broken off, which is common. There's one on each corner. And lift this up and be careful, you know, kind of move it around a little bit. There's an air filter in there. Okay, looks pretty good. Now what you want to do is you want to take this and put it up to the sun and see if you can see, not directly at the sun, but put this up to the sky and see if you can see light through these what's called pelts, or these little filaments. So I'm going to do that. Oh, I saw a lot of light. It was so easy. This is so clean. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in. There's no mouse nest or droppings or acorns or any foreign material in the box, so that's going to help as well. It really looks like this girl keeps her car very well maintained and cleaned. I know the family is very responsible. They're very good people. They keep on stuff. They have their own garden, so they're very meticulous about their things, and that's great. Because now I don't have to go and spend all the time cleaning all this stuff and fixing it, just this one little sensor. So we're gonna just put everything back where it was. So make sure this locks into the battery box. I don't know why the battery gets air. I've never seen that before, but hey, you know, whoever designed this is making more money than me. I'm gonna push this back down. So that was actually supposed to lock there, but it's broken, and these as well, but it's not gonna hurt the car. We're gonna clean up our stuff, keep the old sensor in here, just in case, you know. I mean, here's a little extra tip. If you change this sensor and go drive the car for one day and it's doing the same problem, then just put your old sensor back in and take that new sensor out, clean it off, and return it and get your money back. And then try to figure out what the next problem is. But I'm 90% sure that this is what it's going to be. These people were always good to me at the AutoZone that I buy from. So all we have left to do now, after we cleaned everything out, is to test drive the car. All right, so I just took the vehicle for a little test drive around the block. Running great. I really hope that they're satisfied with the work. I'm gonna let them go ahead and drive the vehicle for a day or two and let the computer reset, because it's not my vehicle and you have to put like 20 miles on it to really get a good feeling of matching up your sensors to your ECU or DME. So I'm gonna return the vehicle now. As you can hear, it's running great. It's not surging. The idle sounds wonderful. And hopefully everything goes great. And I can't wait to work on this vehicle again if it ever needs maintenance or whatever. But thanks for coming to Disturbing Creations. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We're working on all kind of cars if you want to come for educational purposes. If you want to be entertained, check out all the race cars and the rap cars that we're building. We got a Drift Mustang coming out this spring. It's going to be great. We've got some GoPros and we're actually going to the tracks now. All right, we'll see you later.